What's up, guys? This is going to be the Frieza from the new set. The Frieza has a pretty interesting ability. Let's get right into it. What it does is that you add one card from your left to your hand as an activate main. So you definitely want to go first with this leader because you're able to generate a +1. By looking at the top 5 cards of your deck, you're able to look for a green or yellow Frieza card from your hand added to your hand. So pretty cool skill there. And then to awaken, you have to have 4 or less. This leader is the successor leader. So being able to use successor and using your opponent's battle card is the idea. So kind of mimic sort of the Android 21 awakening condition where you had to have 4 or less life. And then you draw one and untap one. On the back side of this leader, you basically choose battle cards on your opponent's side as a mono green battle card. So this allows you to utilize your successor abilities on Frieza's. And if you think about it this way, what he's really doing is KOing cards on your opponent's side of the board, but you're using it towards your payment towards a successor. So there's a potential for you to eliminate all your opponent's board by using this ability. Additionally, what it also does is when it attacks, it draws a card, and then by Spirit Boosting 1, you get to combo a green or yellow multicolored card with a combo cost of 1 from your hand with the skills negated. So that's a mouthful, but it basically says you can combo multicolored cards for free. You do have the Spirit Boost, so the card you're going to be Spirit Boosting off of is going to be your Cooler Brotherly Assistance. It's a unison, a Z unison that is unique to the Frieza leader. And what it does is that when a yellow Frieza is played, it gets 10k power, but that's not the important part about this unison. The important part about this unison is the +2 ability that allows you to declare a number between declare one number that is 3 or less. So whatever that you declare, you can choose one of your opponent's non-token battle card and increase its energy cost for the declared number for the turn. So let's look at the Friezas that are in the set here. We have a 10 cost Frieza that has successor. We have a 6 cost Frieza that has successor. We have a 5 cost card that has successor, and we have an 8 cost card that has successor. So we have about 4 different Friezas that you can use successor on. And so the keynote thing that you want to notice about these abilities is that they all don't have the ability to ignore energy exhaust. So you have to kind of play this deck with the Analaza here to be able to charge them by negating the energy exhaust in all areas. So you have to max out on these kind of copies so that when you do charge these things, you can just charge this for free. This one also has the energy exhaust ignore, but it's the only one that has it. Everything else in your deck cannot ignore energy exhaust. So what that means is you're going to be playing these cards as opposed to charging them, is what the design of the deck was to do. So the one you want to play out pretty much most of your games is this one right here. It's the 8-drop Final Form Frieza here. It allows you to basically have a dual attack and critical for 25k. So if you use one of your opponent's battle cards towards the 8 count, using your unison to give your opponent's battle cards more costs so that you can successor. For those of you guys who don't know, successor, you have to pay exact amount for the cost of the card. So since Frieza here is an 8 cost, you have to exactly send 8 cost cards of worth on the battle area to the drop area in order to play them. So the thing about your Frieza leader on the backside is that it's only able to do the successor ability only once. So you can't play multiple successor cards on multiple Friezas. You can only use one successor a turn. So the funny thing about this particular archetype is that there's no counterplay successor. So there's no way for you to use your opponent's card on their turn so that you can use counterplay. So it kind of makes the deck a little less competitive, but it still does something. It still allows you to use your opponent's cards against them, essentially. So that's going to be the main guy that you want to bring out every turn. It does remove a marker off your opponent's unison, and it also negates a battles card or a unison for the whole turn. So really nice skill to have. Your 10 drop is going to be your bomb, which you do play by using success for her 2 because you're going to be using your opponent's card as a mono green. And then it allows you to draw 2 cards, and then when it's played, it does kind of like a floodgate ability because if they want to attack with anything, including their leader, they have to switch something to active mode or rest mode, sort of like the robotic riposte that is played in yellow. But it attacks everybody, so pretty interesting ability, in my opinion. Is it worth paying the 2 energy to play this guy? I would say kind of yes, because he is kind of strong. For dual attack, double striker with deflect, and allows you to draw 2 cards. I think it's pretty good. Other than that, the other ones are kind of mid. If you look at this one right here, it just attacks twice, which is kind of nice if you want to combo cards from your drop area. But other than that, it's pretty easy. It's a pretty much a free play card you can play if your opponent has a battle card that equals up to 5. And if they don't have a battle card that equals up to 5, then it's gonna be hard to play this guy for free. But it's not limit 1, so if you can successor multiple times, you could. It's just that to use successor on your opponent's battle card, you can only use that once per turn. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything else is pretty much standardized. The only thing you have to know about this particular leader or this deck is these Friezas right here. All these Friezas, Oppressive Authority, and Invasion Beginnings, all increase their own cost when they're played in the battle area. And the cost, you can play this guy for 1 energy, 1 yellow energy, as it say right here, and then draw a card, and then replace itself. So deactivate main is what you want to do. At most, this guy is only going to be a 6 cost. So all these invasive beginnings and the oppressive authorities are only going to increase all the way up to 6. So that's enough for the preliminary test, Frieza, but it's not enough for the big ones such as the 8 drop and the 10 drop. This one you can probably you can go straight from the 3 to the 6 right away, but you have to have 3 energy for this guy. So, so the other card that you want to play in this deck is going to be Zarbon, because it allows you to look at the top 5 cards of your deck and look for Frieza, which funny enough, you're only playing a small amount of Friezas that are able to go into the successor line, but you also want to see these yellow Friezas as well, because you're playing the Z Unison. You want to max out on these, not max out on it, but you want to play this card to floodgate your opponent. And then we have the SCR here, which does a lot. I'm sure you guys have already read this card, but I'll just show it on the screen here for you guys to know what it does. So that's the SCR of choice for this particular video. Everything else is pretty much green staples. We have the Piccolo here that allows you to KO on our opponent's turn when we're pretty much counterattacking. We have this Gohan and Goku, and then we have the 1 charismatic villain because it's limited to 1. This Doria is it's an archetypal card. You can use his draw ability when you play him, or you can discard from your hand and increase the cost of your opponent's non-token battle card by 2. So this allows you to make your opponent's battle card more higher cost, so that you can use it for your successor. But let's go look at the extra here. We'll look at the Z Leader. That's the only thing I haven't covered yet. The Z Leader is it's a really high base stat of 30k. But don't worry, players, that there's no power creep happening, because at the end of battle in which this card was attacked, you have to place 2 Z energies in your drop, and if you don't, you have to remove this card from the game. So you're only going to use this for only 1 battle, mainly to either attack or to get attacked. So you're most likely going to be using this as a form of attacking. In your opponent's turn, they can swing with a small guy to make this guy pretty much go away at the end of the battle. So he also has a draw 1 ability to choose one of your Frieza's battle card and switch it to active mode. So you can use this in tandem with this particular Frieza here as your finisher, or you can use it in tandem with this one. But yeah, that's kind of the whole usage of this Z Unison, or the Z Leader. So yeah, anyways, we're going to go into the gameplay video. I try to make it short because the last time it was really, really long. All right, for the gameplay video, for those of you guys who want to wait and watch. So we're going to shuffle our deck here. We're going to draw our 6 cards, and then we're going to keep cards like Frieza here because we want to be able to play this guy on our turn 2, so that we can increase the cost, so we can play this guy for either free or just replace one of these guys. So this guy is going to be the card that we want to keep in our hand as well. So we're going to mulligan away our Cells Kamehameha here. We're probably going to keep Paragus because it's pretty nice. The Dodoria here we could keep in our hand. However, we don't. We want to charge a multicolor energy, so we're going to put him away as well. So we're going to shuffle our deck here and draw 2. And it looks like we drew our double Analaza, so this is going to help us pretty much charge. So we're going to charge our Analaza here, and on our first turn right away, we want to be able to use the ability here to take a life to our hand, and then look at the top 5 cards of our deck. So that's what we're going to do here. And then we're going to add cards that we might need for the situation. Let's add this Frieza here because it allows us to basically combo off. So on our opponent's turn, they're probably going to attack us. We probably do want a Z charge because we want to play our Z Unison, which costs 1 Z energy. So let's see what happens here. We're probably going to charge. We're probably going to charge this one right here. So we're going to charge that, and then it's going to lose out of our hand, so we can play our Z Unison the next turn. We're going to charge our Analaza here, and then from there, we're going to pay the 1 energy to send the Frieza here to the drop, and then we are going to play our Unison out there. So assuming our opponent actually has a battle card, which most likely they will because they're trying to combo it off, what you can do from this point on is pretty much use his ability. Actually, we can't use Successor yet, so we'll have to take a life first. So let's try to take a life here first. Take a life, look at the top 5 here. And then from our top 5 ability, we're probably going to add we're going to add another one of these to our hand because it allows us to ignore energy exhaust. Okay, so we have one marker on this unison. And then from there, what we're going to do is plus up, give our opponents an extra cost. And then from there, we're going to pay the 1 energy here to pay this for this Frieza here. This Frieza is going to allow us to draw a card because we have both a yellow and a green in our energy. And then we can also increase itself. So if we want to do that, we could. So to Successor, we do need an energy. So let's actually not play the cooler here. Well, we'll still Z charge here because the cooler is not necessary for our awakening condition. So from here, we can pay the 1 energy here to play this Frieza here. And then he's going to Successor the Frieza. And then when he does declare an attack, you can actually combo away a green or yellow Frieza's army. So you can combo this guy away. And then put this in the Z energy, which is really nice. We actually don't actually have to do this at all. So yeah, anyways. So we're going to do that. We're going to combo for 24, and then we're going to attack again for 19. We could attack, but we're actually going to pass here. So already on turn 2, we already have some sort of a pressure of dual attacker. So that's really nice. On our next turn here, they're probably going to attack us down to 5, which is okay. We're going to take a life here. We're going to draw. We could charge another card that's multicolor, but I think most of the cards don't really care how much yellow and green cards we have. So let's try to charge a different card here. We're going to charge a Frieza since we have multiple copies of this. Using our leader ability, we're going to take a life down until we have 4. And this is when we get to awaken. We're going to look at our top 5 here. And then we get to add a Frieza. We don't have any Frieza here except for the Unison, but it only looks for a Frieza card. Well, it doesn't actually have a name, so yeah, we missed on this one, which is fine. What we can do now is pay 1 energy to send the Frieza that we comboed off, and then play the Unison here. Okay, so now we come on with the one marker. We could actually use the ability on our opponents to give them more cost, depending on what it is. We can now awaken, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to awaken here, untap 1, draw 1, and then this is going to allow us to use our opponent's battle card as sort of like a way to pay for our Successor here. Okay, so let's attack twice with this first, since we did pay the energy. We did pay the Z energy to play this guy. We're going to put him back in the Z energy here so we can have more. And then after you attack with him, you could actually just use him as sort of the combo for the Successor. So let's pay for the Successor here. We're going to use our opponent's battle card depending on what they have. We're going to Successor that away, paying only the 1 yellow energy because he only requires 1. You're going to send this off to the drop here, most likely. And then from here, you're going to draw a card for this guy. And now you have a dual attack critical pressure that you can apply into your opponent. So you can attack twice with this guy. And then they're losing tons of cards out of their hand, or they're losing cards straight from the left to the drop area. Attack with this guy and draw a card. So you already have like a sort of a unison here. You probably want to use a spirit boost on your opponent's turn if they try to go for your leader, but they're most likely going to go for the unison here. The unison does get the plus 10k power, so you can actually attack with him for 20. So already kind of a nice start here. You do have the dormant potential too on top of that, so you could use that to your advantage. Let's try to tap out this turn here. We're gonna pay the 1 energy here to play this Frieza here, which allows us to draw a card and then tap one of our opponent's units down if they do have anything. And then you can actually use the Successor ability to send this off after you modulate the level to 6 to play this Frieza here. Now that you have 3 energy. And then you're able to draw a card, and then it applies its ability to get 10k power, so you can attack with this guy. So already have a large presence going into the next turn. You can dormant potential to send a green card they can't use, most likely going to be this card right here. And so it floodgates them. And you also have homicidal clones, which you can take a life. In the event they're trying to attack your unison here, and they can block and then trigger sort of a combo ability. So you can use a spirit boost if you want. I'm not going to use the spirit boost. It looks like the ability to use spirit boost is kind of hard to do anyways. But yeah, so we could use something like the super combo to fend off draw 2, and then warp 1. Let's warp a card that we don't need. Let's warp this Frieza. We already have it. All right, so we're gonna Z-charge this. He's gonna die. We're gonna start our turn again, and so now we can charge another card here. Let's charge a Dodoria or a Zarbon. And then we can actually play our boss cards now. Now that we have a 6 and an 8, we can actually use our cooler to modulate the level of our opponent's battle card. After we attack with this twice, we can probably even attack with this guy too. Send this stuff to the drop so that you can actually play this one for about 1 energy, actually 2 energy. So we're going to pay the 2 energy to play this guy using one of our opponent's battle cards and then drawing 2. And then you're able to tax your opponent from attacking. So you have a 30k double strike dual attack, which is really strong. Attack with the leader. So we could actually try to go for the Z leader here. So we can actually do that on the awaken step. So let's do that. So we're going to pay the 2 Z energy here, send it to the drop area, and then we can actually go all the way up into the ultimate form here. And so you can actually swing for really, really high. If you want to use Successor again, which you could because it's a new card, then you can use one of your opponent's battle card, assuming they have anything. Yeah. You can use the Spirit Boost ability here on top of that to Spirit Boost off the cooler. This is going to bring him down to 3, and then restand this guy to attack again for double strike 30k. So that's really strong too. And you're also able to draw a card because of its ability. So you're left with 1 energy open. You can use Nimbus on your following turn to try to buy another time. If they go after your leader here at the end of the battle, he'll go away. Most likely he will go away, which is fine. You can probably Nimbus, discard a card. The works. So the only thing we haven't gone through here, the archetype is pretty small, so that you don't have to worry about learning too much. You do have the Purunga here to be able to be played at 3 energy or more to generate a lot of value, and it only costs 2 to play him out. So you're able to take cards out of your opponent's hand and draw a card. Let's just say that we did that 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And so we're generating a ton of advantage. Looks like we drew the villain here. The Zarbon and the Dodoria can also modulate the level of your opponent's card, but you have to discard them from your hand. So yeah, there's not much else to say about this archetype, which is fine. This is a short video. I don't mind it being a short video. Let's look at what we might or may not have. We do have the Mighty Blast we haven't used yet. But yeah, so tell me what you guys think about this leader. It seems very simple. It doesn't seem that there's many different cards in this deck that you can really learn. So yeah, there is this card that you can use to pretty much empower over your Golden Frieza or your Golden Cooler, and so that you can basically go really high on this and then gain the 4, and then get the quad strike on activate main. So yeah, that's all the leader is, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll be doing the Goku on the next set, and happy Valentine's for all those who are still watching. All right, peace out.